You're just burning fast. You ain't going nowhere. How long can you last?
Right, you've got the museum up where the ancestors in a box in Sheffield University, I believe. Why aren't they here? Because obviously you're taking the point away from Stonehenge. Looking at rocks is fine, if it was just looking at rocks, but the point of why the rocks were here, and then they've moved, haven't they? And was the fact that people thought it was meaningful to be buried there. And so for you guys to remove the ancestors is actually removing part of actually why people are coming here. So surely that's trade descriptions, because you should have a sign up saying, oh, by the way, the ancestors have been removed for this reason. So what was that reason?
Well, I think the point is, as far as I understand, you've had this conversation with my colleague Renee.
But you can answer it, she said you need to speak to an expert.
Well,
I assume you're the expert.
No, I'm sorry. I'm responsible for the operations of the gusting experience day to day. So these are questions that I'm also not the best person to answer as such. What I'm here to do really is to
get off my land.
That's why I brought him along.
Get off my land. Yeah,
that's a horrible thing to say.
No, but that's what you're saying. You're saying get off my land. Here's the little thing
I'm
drawn
trying to
out.
explain that we are trying to do here, which is to keep
people paying.
To maintain the visitor experience that we're trying to operate. Yeah. So I'm not trying to.
Come on, so you come to this?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm just having a conversation.
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
But I think the point is we're here. Joe and myself. We're here to operate the visitor experience.
A graduate, maybe.
For us. I think the queries that you're raising, I'm not best placed to answer, so I'm not going to try.
I just wanted an interview yesterday, and I think if Kevin had have acted, and said, well, we'll give you a little interview about Stones, I'd got born interview about Stones when he comes in with left.
Yeah.
But then all this came up.
Right.
And the questions that the local people had, he couldn't answer, and he was a manager. Come on, a manager. If I go into Tesco and say, where's the brown sauce, they take you to the brown sauce. They know about their store.
Your manager said he doesn't know anything about the Stones.
Right.
Why is the plinth in there?
It's all for the visitor experience.
Well, I think I'm still not entirely sure what you're actually asking here, and where the uncertainty.
Well, there's a number of questions. There's questions that local people have raised to us as we've walked, and we said, I'll try and put them to you as we, we get here. Yes, we're here. That's why we asked to do the very polite interview. So I also emailed the heritage as well.
Have you? Oh, okay. Well, we're going to suggest that actually in terms of some of those questions, because there's a lot there, right? You're talking about a lot of different issues here. I think to make sense of them, to give you a coherent answer, which again is what you're asking for. I think that email would be a good way of doing it, because it covers lots of different areas. And so from that point of view, to be able to give a grown-up answer that sort of covers all of that.
A grown-up answer?
Well, one that basically covers all of it, rather than bits, and obviously I can't point you towards the brown sauce at this stage. So I think that isn't satisfying.
So you don't know anything about Stonehenge?
I can't give you an answer to all of the questions you've just raised, standing here.
Can you answer any of them?
I think it would be better to refer back to the other option that was, I think, suggested by my
Is that a no? You go into politics, are you?
Sorry, I'll just continue with Benny if that's okay. So I think it would be better, again, to just draw a comprehensive list of the queries that you have. We will do our best to answer them as quickly as possible. In the meantime, again, the reason why Joe and I are here, and where I think the issue is when you go into the field, closer to the waypoints.
Not paying.
It's not the payment, it's actually the disruption that it causes to the overall visitor experience.
But to who?
To the visitors as well as...
Because they've paid.
As well as the
and they're
staff.
seeing people coming over and having a look for free. We're only staying at the boundary where Renee said it's the triangle around that English Heritage own. And the rest is owned by the National Trust and a farmer.
Are you happy now that I've shown you that?
No, not really. Well, because anyone can draw on the map.
Well, okay, but then...
Can we have a look at the deeds?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can you just get a copy of the deeds?
Yeah,
right. Okay. I don't have them on me, obviously, but
we're here, it would be great to get a copy of the deeds anyway, because we know that they were unlawfully changed by the council, so that's something we're taking up with the council as well. Just have a copy of that would be great.
Would it be, I mean, I'm obviously keen to resolve it, get you the answers that you need. Would it be possible to email those in a sort of, you know, covering everything that I've just been asked?
Sure, but you've got to understand that I'm walking from Plymouth to London and it's sporadic internet access and stuff like that. But if you've got a card, I would do my best to put those questions to you.
I don't have a card, but I can give you an email address if that helps.
So no complaints have been made by the public, apart from probably that they've had to pay a fee. Is that right? You haven't had any complaints.
Complaining to us that they had to pay a fee.
Well, they'll have to make complaints themselves. Yeah.
But they haven't complained about us, so we're not disrupting their experience with the stones. That's what
they'll have to do.
And what about the farmer who owns the land?
this morning, but I'm not
Renee
complaining.
The wider land. So the organisation, as far as I understand, you have 3 groups: the National Trust, the English Heritage, who have the area within this, basically that they look after. Then
Just
there's
the triangle though of the thing, which is
up
like
to
the rope
this
top.
fence.
No, that actually didn't say that.
Right.
So, it just said it's just the triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the stones are. And if you don't cross that triangle, you're not on English heritage land.
She was referring to the triangle up to this line.
Do you think maybe she's gone a bit confused because that's what he does at the triangle? Do you think she's got the
That's
dimensions?
not my job, is it?
But no, that's fair enough.
That's her job. That's just for you to.
No, that's
interpretation, isn't it?
Well, she did specifically say that we could approach as far as the rope.
I expect to get the real answers.
Okay.
You know.
Real answers now. We've got them here.
Well,
haven't we?
I mean,
so
yeah.
So, and I think as far as again, why I'm here now is that look, I'm here to say hello and to understand what the issues are. I'm keen to support progressing it, so I can give you the answer that you need.
Stop charging for Stonehenge. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You charge for all your other attractions. Yeah. Renee said, look, you know, this is a popular one, so we use the money here to look after buildings that no one goes to see. Perhaps you shouldn't be funding buildings that no one goes to see, and actually having this for free.
Right. Okay.
Especially if it was handed to the nation.
You not agree?
I don't quite agree with that version, but I understand what you're saying.
So you're not agreeing the fact that this monument was given to the people, and so the people should have a right, like a museum, to go and have a look at their national heritage without having to pay for it, the privilege of it.
It's not for me to comment on that, I'm afraid. So I understand what
So
you're
that's my
saying.
argument.
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
I
what we're here
understand.
for.
Okay.
So,
But I think the best way to progress that then, and understand, you know, there's limited internet access, and unfortunately I can't really help you with that because
you don't have a card.
I don't have a card.
You have a card,
No.
Joe?
What was the email address?
It's Hugo van M at english-heritage.org.uk. What would be better, I think, because again it involves lots of different people, and there's clearly, you know, is from standing here is that I don't have all the answers.
Sure.
Is to email. I think it's communications at English Heritage. So communications at english-heritage.org.uk, because it will involve a number of people to give you a more comprehensive answer, basically, to the one that I am able to give you here.
Do you mind if I ask?
No, of course not.
Why did you come with the police?
Because, again, I think the reason why I'm here right now is that, again, fully accepting I'm not a person that can answer your questions fully, is to ask you to respect the boundary, such as English Heritage recognises it, which is across this fence, so that the visit operations aren't in any way.
But sadly, I don't recognise it because this monument was given to the people. I recognise that you put concrete into the monument, and that's your land, and that's your right to do that. But it's a national monument, so I'm sorry, you know, until the National Trust come down here, which you're more than welcome to call, I'm sure you have. Then I'm still going to be encouraging people to go and have a look at the monument for free.
With respect, you didn't actually
Because that's
answer
the
my question.
information.
You said why you came here, but I asked why you came with the police.
Well, because I believe
They've
that.
already established that we're peaceful and we're friendly, we're not preaching peace or anything like that. So I wondered why you felt the need to bring family.
Actually, I do have a point to make about your security guard. He did assault me yesterday, and I've got that on video as well. Would you like to see that?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Again, I don't know the specific of that circumstance, but that's worrying to hear, of course.
would you be happy to speak to the site security consultant just to understand the full laws and everything? Because Joe here's got him and his phone number available. He's happy to speak to you.
Well, can he come down?
Well, he can speak to you on the phone.
I don't know who I'm talking to if I'm speaking to someone on the phone. I'd rather him come down. If he wants to come down, I'll have a meeting.
You were happy to speak to Renee though on the phone?
Yeah, because she was at the press office.
But okay.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to speak to press people in the press office. But because I didn't get the right information from her, then I'm a bit dubious. I'd rather stand in front of someone and actually have a conversation and see their face and see what they're actually like.
No, fair enough.
You know, to be
and
fair.
okay, so police may give an impression of
Threats, intimidation.
But it's more a case of, look, from our point of view, there has been disturbances. There have been words exchanged that we, feel also from our point of view.
Like what?
I've not personally had this, so I'm not going to quote this.
Do you have a recording of it or anything?
I don't believe we have a recording, no. But I'll check with my colleagues whether that was filmed. I don't know. I know you filmed, so perhaps you do. But from my side, I'm asking again to respect the boundaries such as we see them. I appreciate that you're saying, look, we're not going to until I get.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, by all means.
Is English heritage overstepping its authority by putting the boundary there?
I don't believe it is now.
You don't believe it is?
That's right.
So you don't actually have the authority to put the boundary there?
I believe that we are within our rights, that we're doing the things that we should be doing.
You believe? I mean, what are you referring to? What's this belief referring to?
I think you're again asking about the technicalities of it, and I've made it very clear.
It's not a technicality. You're asking us to respect the boundary?
Yes.
I'm asking you if you have the authority to create the boundary.
I believe we do, yeah. I believe English heritage does.
From what standpoint?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that the technical documents that will...
Yes, that's where it all falls over, because there aren't any technical documents and there isn't any right for you to actually be doing that. That's where the problem lies.
I brought one just now. So you're most welcome to interrogate that. But if you have more queries after that, again, I will happily take those.
I'm sure I will have more queries after that. I'm sure I will.
What about respecting the right of the man who gave this to the people and then the deeds were fraudulently changed whilst in the hands of lawyers?
This is not a version that I recognise, and I think that if you've got queries like that, I'm not the best person to answer those. So I think it would be better if you write them down and we can refer them to people that will have much more knowledge than I have standing here. I appreciate you're here to make a statement and ask questions. I don't, I respect that.
May I ask, are you a common purpose graduate?
I'm not sure I understand that term. I'm not sure I understand that term. I'm not sure I understand that term.
Have you attended a common purpose training course?
No.
That sounded like,
that's fine.
Sounded like a yes to me.
It did sound like a yes to me as well, because no would have been much more positive, so to speak.
Much more honest.
Yes.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by
Have a
that.
look at common purpose.
Right.
You're a Dutchman, aren't you?
I am, yes.
You'd know about it, but it's a Dutch thing.
Right, oh, okay. Right.
And if you are, want to see a therapist.
Right.
Where's he based?
We seem to have two conversations all the time.
It's common land here.
You don't know who he works for?
We hire him.
Does he work for G4S?
No.
He's a consultant, so he is just like a,
How
lawyer
much
for
you
hire.
want to find out for you? Which one comes down our personal information on willing to come and see if they're available.
So there's two security consultants there. Okay, and you don't know who they work for?
RB Associates.
RB?
Associates.
Right.
We hire them on a freelance basis.
Yeah. What's his name? Their names?
Duncan.
Yeah.
Andy.
What?
Nick Bush.
Yeah.
Duncan Robertson.
Thank you.
To let you know who's going to come down if
Right. Don't worry, just relax. We're not here to reasonable questions. Don't worry, just relax.
We're no threat to you.
We try to deal in truth.
We're going to get on the phone and call these
work in
people.
God's peace.
Well, we're just there, so
Yeah.
yeah, good. Well,
Well,
let's.
if you questions that you have,
Sure.
and email those through to those email addresses.
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Start
Yeah, brilliant.
In
And
the meantime, for what it's worth, I want to crack at this to see whether you would stay on byway for now until we appreciate that we are going to try and get answers for you.
you need to speak to a woman called Catherine Lang, Liaing. Yeah. She's at the cabinet office. Yeah. So give her a call as well and speak to her about what we're doing. Yeah. Yeah. That's Catherine Lang.
But for the time being, are you happy to stay on the byway until you've got further answers?
I haven't been over it. I only went over yesterday.
Okay, so just to clear that up then, that's all hunky-dory, yeah?
I can't speak for anybody else other than myself.
No.
You understand that, right?
Sorry?
I can't speak for anyone else other than myself.
No, that's fine, so, but...
The future is unpredictable.
Yeah, that I know.
Well, me personally, until I was sure that the deeds haven't been fraudulently changed, I top level. It's
they're not
stealing
policemen.
us.
They're not policemen.
So, okay, right, we've got things to do.
Yep.
Yeah?
Thank
Nice to
you.
see you, Joe. Thank you. Nice to see you soon.
Right.
Good. All right.
Have a good day.
Happy?
Have a good day. Yeah, yeah, no.
Time is at your heels. What do you know? You can fly away, but where will you go? There is no secret. It's there for all to see. Open up your eyes, and you too can